Guys, so first off, sorry about the wind. It's very windy right now. Usually happens with the change of seasons where I'm at. So as we're going from winter now into spring, it is very, very windy. So my apologies if you guys hear any of that. But I wanted to do a little spell walkthrough with you guys. It's actually one of my first ever spells that I had actually done. I've done I don't know, little things before that when I was very first getting into the craft. But this I probably did around 6 years ago or somewhere around that. It's like a happiness pouch or a happiness satchel. So the ingredients that you're gonna need, or if you want, I have it right here. Obviously your pouch or your satchel or some kind of holding utensil. If you want to, you can modify this into a spell jar. Personally, I used a little cloth pouch, I guess, and I put it on my door handles for my room, so then every time that I'd walk through it, kind of agitate it and release nice smells and happiness and try and keep my room a space that's filled with good energies. So yeah, what you're gonna need is obviously the pouch. Optional if you want some ribbon to decorate it with. Personally, I used blue, yellow, and pink ribbon, since those all in my mind signify calm or happiness or love, things that are bringing in the good. I also used a few different crystals. I believe I used amethyst, clear quartz, and rose quartz. I did not write it down, but I didn't actually put it in the satchel just because I, at that time, didn't really have that many crystals, and I didn't want to put it in a satchel and then never be able to get it out again. And then I used a penny, which those are actually quite common in my craft. I carry a lot of change with me, so I put a penny in each of my plants to try and help them grow, help get lucky with I don't know, healthy soil, healthy growth, make sure that there's not any bugs or anything. It's worked so far. I usually keep one in my purse or wallet, again for finances and luck. So yeah, for me, pennies symbolize luck, kind of good things coming out of the blue. Yeah, I also used pink and white candles. I believe I used just little birthday candles, which you can pretty much find at any grocery store. If you want to use pillar candles, go right ahead. At this time, I really didn't have very many ingredients for the craft, so I pretty much just used what I had at my disposal, which I heavily suggest, because you really don't need to buy things to have successful witchcraft. It really isn't about how much money you have or what type of things you have. So yeah, I also incorporated a happiness sigil with that. I find personally that making your own sigils works best. If not, I can show you guys a little bit right there. That's the one that I used. It's just very, very simple. I incorporated the word happiness to just make the sigil. It's nothing super in-depth. So yeah, if you guys want to use it, go right ahead. Full permission. I also incorporated a bunch of different spices, which now I definitely don't use that many. I try to limit it to around 3. I find that works best for me, is to kind of I don't know, limit the amount of herbs I'm using. I find that if I'm using too many, then kind of the energies can get a little off center and discombobulated. They're all kind of communicating with each other, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to go towards one specific intent. So if you want to, you can just pick like a random like 3 or 4 or whatever out of the list that I'm about to say. I normally include salt in like all of my crafts if it's like based with like herbs or something, just for like a little bit of cleansing, a little bit protection, kind of like that base foundation of like clear energy, good things, making sure that it's like strong. All right, so I used dillweed, basil, allspice, coriander, sage, tarragon, sesame seeds, salt, obviously, powdered ginger. You can also use fresh ginger, but I would recommend powdered or dried, because fresh things can have a tendency to mold, especially if you are putting it in like a jar. There's the possibility of it molding. I also used cherry, which is dried, cardamom seeds or cardamom pods, turmeric, rosemary, dandelion petals. The ones that I had were from like a bouquet, so they were dyed pink. But I would say for this instance, you can just use normal dandelion petals. Yellow is really, really good for happiness. It's like the perfect happy color. And then I also used cinnamon, which cinnamon's really good in a lot of spells. I would say probably most all spells. It's kind of a like a Kickstarter. Make sure that your spell happens like fast, goes straight where it's gonna go. It's almost like you're paying for like extra fast shipping, I guess, if that makes sense. When you put in cinnamon, it's very much like fire into the spell. All right, so once you have all of your ingredients, you want to set up your space, get all your stuff out so you don't have to like walk around to collect things. If you want to open up a circle, go right ahead. If not, no biggie. I don't believe that I did when I did this spell. It was pretty like on the lax side. I did put on like some music that I like kind of like got like hyped up to, that I was like happy listening to, which I would recommend because that also like will help tone your mind into knowing and remembering what this is for, associating like the ingredients and the spell with happy and positive feelings. So once you got all that done, you're gonna want to have everything situated. I'd recommend like the pouch in the middle and like your candles on either side, possibly your crystals and like your herbs all around it. So you're gonna wanna light your candles. First, keep in mind, I did not have very many crystals at the time, so I did not put the crystals into the finished product. Up to you if you want to do that. Totally like dealer's choice with that. But what I did is I lit my candles, meditated for a bit to ground myself, and then I placed my crystals into like the baggie, the satchel, or the sachet, to kind of like infuse those energies in with the cloth. And then once I felt like that was like ready, or once I felt like it was like long enough, I took them back out. And then I filled the sachet with my herbs and my sigil. I just wrote it on like a piece of paper. I believe I wrote it on like a sticky note that was like pink, I think, or yellow. Once again, blue, yellow, pink is a common theme in this one. And then I just put those all into the bag, and along with the penny. And then finally I closed up the bag. I braided all together my ribbons, the blue, yellow, and pink ribbon. I tied those around the top of the bag to kind of seal it in. And then I meditated and like charged the baggie, make sure everything was kind of vibing, made sure that like the energies were doing what I want them to do, or at least trying. Yeah, and then once you're done with that, you can like close your circle or simply just like reground yourself. I believe that I like blew out my candles, put away all my herbs and all my ingredients, and then I placed the little baggie, it had like a little string attached to it, just on my door handle. So then every time that I like opened the door, closed the door, or like left anything like that, the baggie would kind of swing. And then I don't know, for me it feels like it's like kind of getting the energies around. If it's like I don't really care for things stagnant, I usually have like a fan on or a window open or something to like keep the energies flowing. It, for me at least, it feels a little weird if it's like things are like super stagnant. It's just not really what I'm about. So yeah, let me know if you guys tried the spell. Let me know if you guys like liked it. Keep in mind, I did this when I was a very first beginner. So I would recommend, if you are a beginner, go right ahead and try it. Let me know like how it works for you. Let me know if you like substituted anything. Let me know how you vibe with it. So yeah, hopefully everything works out for you.